Meanwhile, Inspector General report regarding the Russia probe and what got it rolling is out there right now. And I guess Blake Burman has been following all of this. There's something in there for everybody, right?
Yeah, that's exactly the way I was going to put it, Neil. And first off, just right off the top here, this report has just gone live on the website of the Department of Justice, produced by Michael Horowitz, the DOJ Inspector General. It is some 434 pages long. I've personally not been able to go through all of it, but let me just sort of give you some headlines, as you said, that will be a little bit for both sides to pick apart and to take from here on out. First off, Horowitz and what Democrats will be pointing to. In that report at one point, Horowitz says the following. He says, quote, "We did not find documentary or testimonial evidence that political bias or improper motivation influenced the FBI's decision to seek FISA authority on Carter Page." This was the origination of the Russia investigation as President Trump was then candidate Trump. Also in this report, top FBI officials Jim Comey, then the former FBI director, and Andrew McCabe, his number two, did not act with political bias. The investigation into Carter Page was also properly predicated. So that's maybe what the Democrats will look toward. But as far as the Republicans go, this report also notes that there were several, quote, omissions and, quote, inaccuracies in the FISA application. For example, the report identifies at least 17 significant errors of omission in the Carter Page FISA application. So what about going forward? What might get changed? Well, the Office of Inspector General announced today that he's launching an audit to look into the FISA process to prevent future clerical errors. But Neil, notice how that is labeled as clerical errors, not necessarily maybe some bigger movement or some bigger effort behind what went on with that FISA process at the beginning of 2016 during the campaign. The Attorney General, Bill Barr, has weighed in just a little while ago. He said real briefly, Neil, quote, "The Inspector General's report now makes clear that the FBI launched an intrusive investigation of a U.S. presidential campaign on the thinnest of suspicions that, in my view, were insufficient to justify the steps taken." He says, "In my view." I suspect you will hear Democrats today say this is the Attorney General acting on behalf of the president. Neil?
Well, it would seem then that the president, who had argued last week at this time that the report would be big, that it would be a big story. It didn't provide everything he wanted, but it provided some of what he wanted. And so much like the impeachment hearings themselves, you know, it doesn't really seem to move the needle.
I think that's probably a good way to put it, Neil, and I should note that we have yet to hear from the White House here. You know, like I said, 434 pages, so we anticipate reaction this afternoon, but it appears as if there's a little something for everyone, but you're right. Will this move the needle? From the headlines that we're getting from those who have seen most or all of the 434 pages, it does not appear to be so. Yep.
All right, Blake Burman, great reporting as always.